Good morning, 4th and 5th graders. Today we are going to be doing our lesson for reading online. So I need you to get out a couple of things. First, you need to get out your new homes for hermit crab sheet, and you also need to get out your reading notebook. In your reading notebook, you need to put the date at the top, which is 3/22, and you need to write your I can statement, which is, I can use information from the text to support my thinking. Okay, the first thing I want to do is look at the question. So I'm on page 9 of your new homes for hermit crabs. So if you turn to that, you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at the top, and the reason I chose this question first is because it's not going to take as much of a response as maybe some of the other questions. So this says, explain why the author calls hermit crabs nature's recyclers. Use details from the text to support your answer. So right off the bat, I know I have to go back into my text to support what I'm saying. And you're not really, you're giving an opinion because you're using details to help support, but they're looking for something specific. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute here. Okay, so your next step is to go back into your reading and look for keywords to highlight. So I'm about halfway down on the first page, and I kind of keyed in on this part because I found some information. If I look back at my question, I'm looking, in quotes it says nature's recyclers, so that's what I'm looking for. If I'm all the way down here at the hermit crabs, I'm going to start here because I already noticed that information. I just want to show you how to do it. The hermit crabs in the ocean have learned to adapt to the changing housing situation. So I know something's changing here. Like the good recyclers they are. Ooh, I see the word recyclers. I'm assuming at this point that's what nature's recyclers is. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight good recyclers because that's what they are. It means they're using things in nature to recycle. And recycling, what does that mean? It means to use something over again to help the environment. So, next sentence, it says the good recyclers they are. Hermit crabs started moving into small bottles, plastic cups, and other ocean litter. None of these are very good choices for crabs. So what did they use as recycling? I'm going to use my highlighter again, and it says they started moving into small bottles, plastic cups, and other ocean litter, which was not a good choice for them, but it's going to help me answer my question. Okay, so here's how I answered this question because I was using my reference citing textual evidence, and I used races. I'm restating the question, answer all of the question, I'm citing textual evidence, I'm explaining my answer, and I'm summarizing the paragraph. Down here gives you sentence starters for citing that textual evidence. So here's what I wrote. I just pre-wrote it so you wouldn't have to wait for me. The author calls hermit crabs nature's recyclers. I restated the question because they reuse items on the beach as their shells. According to the text, hermit crabs started moving into small bottles, plastic cups, and other ocean litter. Right here, according to the text, you can see I cited evidence from the text. They are using items on the beach as their homes because they are running out of shells and have nowhere else to live. I explained my answer. Why is this happening? Now I'm going to summarize. Hermit crabs are recycling things on the beach so they can survive. I'm telling what is the purpose of this. So now you're going to try it. You are going to copy this down in your notebook. You can change things in here, but you need to make sure you're following races, restating the question, answering all of the parts, citing evidence, explain your answer, and summarize. You may use mine. You may have to pause the video so you can write it down, and then you're going to try it on your own. Okay, so now you need to turn to page 7, where you may be using a little bit more information. Here's the question. Read the following sentence. The hermit crabs in the ocean have learned to adapt to changing housing situation. Using details from the text, define the word adapt and explain how the crabs have adapted. So you need to take what you know. We're going to highlight the word adapt. Okay, you're trying to find that word. Using details from the text, define the word adapt and explain how crabs have adapted. So you need to look for the word adapt. Look for context clues. That is words around the word adapt to help you define what it means. Then, so you're going to use races. Restate the question. Okay? Restating means, when it says it in a question, you're going to write it in a sentence. Then you're going to explain what it means, what the word adapt means, and then you're going to talk about how crabs have adapted to their environment. We will look at this work at small group today, and you will finish this up at reading rotations. Thank you for your hard work.